There it was, pinned to the bulletin board outside the dean's office, a single sheet of paper titled Merger FAQ. And just like that, the building was never the same. Welcome to Only Mergers in the Building, a special investigative series from CAAT Tales. I'm your host, Miles Mercer, and today we begin our descent into the mystery, the mayhem, and the many, many memos of the college merger. Joining me are my two fellow sleuths.
Hi, I'm Alex. I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe in administrative chaos.
And I'm Taylor, and I'm just saying maybe this merger could work. In theory, if the stars align, if everyone suddenly becomes reasonable.
So, no.
I said maybe.
Together, we're investigating the biggest mystery to hit our sector in years. Who decided this merger? Why now? And why does every document contradict the last one? Before we begin today's investigation, a brief word from our legal counsel. Or at least the voice in my head that sounds like one. Only Mergers in the Building is a work of creative satire, parody, and dramatic exaggeration. The characters, situations, and administrative bunkers depicted in this series are fictionalized caricatures designed to comment on very real public sector issues. While we base our commentary on public announcements, reports, and collective agreements, any resemblance to specific persons, living, dead, or currently ignoring our emails is purely coincidental and entirely for comedic effect. No administrators were harmed in the making of this podcast. Well, maybe their feelings, but legally speaking, this is art, folks. Now, back to the mystery. It started as all great tragedies do, with an all-staff email.
Subject line, exciting news for our students, our college, and our communities. Hello, folks.
Which is how you know it's not exciting.
The email announced that two colleges, SLC and Fleming, with different cultures, systems, budgets, histories, and area codes, would be merging. No warning, no consultation, just boom.
And then came the follow-up FAQ, and the follow-up to the follow-up, and the correction to the follow-up to the follow-up, and a town hall that was a one-way recording.
And none of them said the same thing.
Which brings us to our first clue. We've assembled a corkboard in the studio, a merger board, if you will. On it, the announcement email, the FAQ, the updated FAQ, the updated FAQ, a transcript of the so-called April 14 town hall, and snippets shared by the president from the heavily rumored, publicly funded, but heavily guarded Synergy Corps report. Every document tells a slightly different story, different timelines, different rationales, different impacts.
It's like the merger is Schrodinger's cat, simultaneously happening and not happening.
And also happening in phases. And also not happening in phases, depending on which version you read.
Our first witness is a faculty member who asked to remain anonymous. We'll call them Casey.
Found out about the merger when a student forwarded me a TikTok.
A TikTok?
Yeah, it had better information than the email.
That tracks.
Casey, what was your first thought?
Honestly, I thought, they're going to merge programs and I'm going to get timetabled into the faculty Hunger Games. Cornwall on Monday, Lindsay on Tuesday, and no one caring how I get there. Maybe Wednesdays in Halliburton and Thursdays in Brockville.
A classic motive.
Did you receive any consultation?
Does a survey link in 2024 count?
No.
Then no.
When your first notification about an historic institutional merger comes from a TikTok, you start to wonder about the decision-making process behind it.
Process is generous. At this point, I'd settle for a sequence of events that happened in an order.
To be fair, I'm not defending it. I'm just observing it. This is the same leadership team that spent the winter making decisions like, we'll let you know what's happening. Eventually, winter campus closures in the morning with classes shifted online. And then they decide at 10 a.m. to reopen at noon. So maybe we shouldn't be shocked.
Wait. Because what Casey, our witness, is describing isn't just a communication failure, it's a pattern. A pattern of decisions made in small rooms by small groups with even smaller windows into reality. We were told at the town hall this was a very top secret, and only 3 people were read in on the file.
Exactly. It's like leadership has a magic 8-ball on the table. Should we consult the people affected? Shake the imaginary 8-ball. Outlook, not so good.
And the thing is, people aren't unreasonable. They don't expect perfection. They expect, leadership. The kind that says, here's what's going on, here's why, and here's how it's going to affect you.
Instead, what they got was a TikTok, a rumor, a hallway whisper, and then silence.
Which is wild because it isn't choosing paint color for the hallway. This is a merger, a structural, financial, academic, human decision. And somehow the people who actually run the classrooms were the last to know.
We heard there was budget issues, but I'm starting to think there are decision-making issues too.
Oh, there are issues. Plural, bolded, underlined, in 18-point font.
That's why Casey's story matters. Because it shows us the first crack in the foundation. The moment people realized, if this is how the news is delivered, what does that say about how the decisions were made? After the announcement, we started hearing whispers. More programs being reviewed. Departments being aligned. Timelines being accelerated.
Whenever someone says accelerated, I assume there's something on fire.
And not just the dumpster.
But the biggest red flag? The FAQs changed 3 times in 48 hours.
Version 1, no layoffs. Version 2, no layoffs anticipated. Version 3, well, folks.
That's not a progression. That's a descent.
Since we couldn't find the answers from the people, we decided to make use of the old Ouija board Taylor found in the back of the closet from the 1989 strike.
It's a vintage, union-made board. Like I think we could talk to Jimmy Hoffa.
And we even lit some lavender soy candles just to get the vibes going.
We are holding an administrative seance to summon the spirit of due diligence. Spirits of the boardroom, hear our plea. Reveal to us the timeline. When did the merger talks actually begin?
Searching public databases for due diligence. Result, file not found. Did you mean pre-merger alignment huddle, October 2025, room 417B?
What was that?
The smart speaker. The smart speaker we never actually plugged in.
It spoke, and it referenced a meeting. A meeting that does not appear on any public calendar. A meeting where the merger was apparently discussed months before the official announcement.
A digital ghost meeting.
A phantom calendar invite.
A meeting that raises our first big question of the season. Who knew what?
And when?
Next time on Only Mergers in the Building, we map the buildings, we track the decision makers, and we discover that one office, one very important office, has been empty for weeks.
Which is suspicious.
Is it though? Most offices have been empty for weeks.
True, but still suspicious.
Join us for episode 2, The Building Where It Happened. This is CAAT Tales. I'm Miles Mercer, and the investigation has just begun.